Welcome back to another episode of Who's On First. I'm your host, Dwayne.
And I am Jason.
And before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, all that cool stuff. It'll help us out immensely. Now, let's get to it. Alex Verdugo. This incident really didn't sit well with me because you're a
Verdugo fan.
I'm a
being
huge
an old Dodger.
Verdugo
and it
fan.
wasn't like he left on bad notes. It was like,
no.
Sorry guys, I got
right. I was the main person when the whole Mookie Betts trade was rumored, and I was like, please, not Verdugo. Please somehow keep him because I just think he is exactly what he's showing to be, which is a not only amazing player, but also I just think he's a generational talent. That's my opinion. But there was an incident with the Yankees Red Sox this past weekend that didn't sit well.
When is there not an incident with the Yankees
Right,
Red
but
Sox?
let's be honest. Yankees Red Sox isn't the best rivalry in baseball
not
anymore.
in baseball, no.
But there was an incident with Alex Verdugo where a fan decided that he was going to throw a baseball back at Alex for some reason, and Alex explained during the press conference, the post game press conference, that he had tried to toss the ball to a little kid in the stands who was a Red Sox fan. The ball reached the fan who ended up throwing the ball back to him. And as soon as the inning started and Verdugo got in his defensive stance, he said the crowd was chanting, "Throw it back," and the fan threw the ball directly at his back, hit him in the back, and of course, Verdugo went off. And
bottom of the sixth we go, and Sawamura comes into the game. He pitched last night, threw just 3 pitches though. And there's some discussion right now going on between Alex Verdugo in left field and some of the fans to the point where the game is being delayed. Yeah, they threw a ball at him, I think. And Jaron Duran in his first big league game comes over and tries to help Verdugo calm down. You can see the ball laying next to him. The umpires doing their best to point out who threw it so they can show him the exits.
And security was called, and his manager and other people were
the Red Sox cleared the field.
Yeah, they were holding him back and everything. And just off the bat, it's a real Bush League bullshit thing to do to someone who, one, they're an athlete, so you're paying to essentially watch them, regardless of if you're a Yankee fan or whatever. You're paying to watch the athletes on the field. He's doing a job. Why do you think that it's
okay to just throw something at someone doing work?
Right, and especially when you're, as he said in his post game, when you're 40 feet away and there's fences and everything separating you two, and you wouldn't have done that in his face.
I don't care, about the rivalry, anything like that, man. Like, at the end of the day, this is a game. We still want to keep our players healthy, keep our players safe, and there's just no reason to be throwing stuff back onto the field ever. There really isn't. And I lost my cool there for a second. I was pretty pissed, but having some time to think about it now and to calm down and relax, it is what it is. I'm just happy that nothing came from it. Nobody got hurt. I didn't get hit in the face or anything like that, or the back of the head. So all that's good, but it just, as fans, bro, y'all got to be better, man. It's just that simple, bro. You can't. I don't care how much you hate a team, how much a rivalry is. You don't throw shit at people, man. It's just that simple. You wouldn't do that to somebody in the street. You wouldn't do that to me, if we were standing right next to each other without a 40-foot gap and fences to separate us. So,
because I don't like Alex Verdugo.
No, I don't mind him. I just would have. Like, you challenge me, I'll challenge you. I may get hurt, right? But I'll still do it.
But what do you think?
So, like you said, it is Bush League. No one should be getting thrown at stuff. This person who threw the ball at, can Alex Verdugo go to your job now and throw something at you? Like that. That's where we are. I understand that certain stadiums where it started, like in Chicago, the Whites or the Cubs, a home run would go, they would throw it in the stands or out in the field, and it would be funny because that's when the people would just throw it into the field. They weren't like trying to purposely hit someone.
Trying to hit someone.
So now we're in a generation where people are dumbasses who go to games. They're like, hey, you know what? What's better than not to enjoying the game with all these people? But let's be an asshole and throw a ball at a player who is physically more stronger than me, most likely, who could jump over here, who works out on their arms continuously for hitting and throwing, and let him punch me in the jaw, and it'll be okay. No.
Right.
So it's bullshit. Even though rivalry or not, any sports, it's bullshit. Where is it safe for the players to do their job? And at this point, I find it bullshit that this guy gets a lifetime ban from the stadium.
Right.
Because what does that mean? Oh, I can't walk in there because everyone's going to recognize me. Shit, no one in Met Stadium recognized Davey Johnson or whatever with his
Bobby Valentine.
Valentine.
Yeah.
I always think of anytime I see that as Davey Johnson for some reason.
Right.
But wearing a fake mustache, so New Yorkers obviously can't tell the difference between anybody.
Right.
So I find that this is a bullshit thing. I honestly think if it was up to me and Alex Verdugo and all this, if you're not pressing charges, then tell that dude, say, you want a lifetime ban, or are you going to let me bean you with the ball? It's like it's like watching I was watching Above the Rim the other day.
Okay.
It's like I owe you these books. Okay, get up against the wall. Let me pay you back. That's what I thought should happen. Like, dude, just fucking throw the ball back at him. But obviously, he's not going to throw it up in the stand where there's kids. And he's allowed to be emotional. He shouldn't have to apologize for being emotional. And that's one thing in his press conference, he's apologized. Don't apologize, dude. You did nothing wrong. Yeah. Obviously, I know like you said, your emotions got the best of you. Mm. You probably said some words in front of kids that you probably wouldn't say in front of. And it's rightfully so, but at some point you can't sit there and say, oh, I did all this, I should take some responsibility. No, he did nothing wrong.
Right, and my issue with this also just stems from we hold these athletes to, like, crazy, impossible standards, and there are some people saying, like, oh, he shouldn't have reacted that way, it's a rivalry, he knows what he's getting into. No one ever signs up to be assaulted. I don't care what... Like a lot of people are out there saying.
And that's funny how you say that he knows what he's signing up to do. Well, he plays baseball. He got traded to that team. He didn't sign up for the Red Sox as a free agent.
Exactly.
He got traded. So he didn't sign up for a rivalry.
And the dope thing about during his press conference was he wasn't even mad. Like because he literally says in the press conference, I understand. Like, it's a rivalry, people say fuck Verdugo and they chant it.
On family.
He's like, that's fine. I don't care about that. But when you physically try to harm me, I have an issue with that. And I just hope people see this incident and just also understand that, especially with baseball, because I feel like baseball is one of the most, like, when it comes to fan interactions, I think it's one of the most personable sports.
Oh, yeah.
Because, like, NFL doesn't really happen that much because they're way back.
Well, yeah, such a gap.
Yeah, NBA, you have to sit super close, which you have to have, money to do that, right? But baseball, it's always different because of how many players and just the interactions. People know that, hey, there's a chance to get balls, there's a chance to come early.
Like he was throwing a ball to someone in the outfield.
Right.
I did not expect to see, well, in the Yankee Stadium, everything's expensive. But not in one of the luxury seats. He's giving a souvenir to a kid.
Right, and I don't want incidents like this to ruin that big part of baseball because, as a kid growing up, every kid who's out there, you want to catch a ball. But, of course, it's different when you get to interact with players, coaches, and everything. Hell, even me, I've had a jersey signed by Dave Roberts, and that was awesome. And I was 28, you know what I mean? So I'm like, 28-year-old man, like these kids, that will change. That could possibly change them forever or guide them or motivate them to something crazy.
It's just that one instance that could change them from like, man, I don't want to play sports. And then that baseball player throws the ball and you catch it and he's like, good catch. Oh my God, now I want to be the next Aaron Judge. I can't think of anyone from New York.
And for me, you take your dumbass out there to do that. And then the video's hilarious because the dude does it and then like he sits down and you can tell he's so nervous because everyone's like oh, him right here, and he's like looking around. He's all tapping his arm like, oh my God, I'm in trouble.
I'm gonna be arrested.
Yeah, and it's like, why did you do that? Why did you choose to do that? Why did you choose to go into that situation and just basically make yourself that target if you didn't expect this to happen?
Yeah.
So that's it just sucks because baseball already gets a shitty rap for being not entertaining, boring and everything and whatever people want to say about it. And then when you have fans like this, it just makes it sucks because another thing, a lot of people have to interact with these people when they go sit in their seats and everything, and we don't know if this guy was drunk. We don't know if he was, being an asshole all game.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like it just sucks, and I want to commend Alex Verdugo for just
not climbing up some way to get it there,
because we know what would have happened, and we know how that would have been taken, and everything would have been spun that it's his fault, and X, Y,
well,
Z.
it's just like it brings up the whole thing with the Ron Artest.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, it's Ron Artest's fault. Why was it his fault? I watched it that night it happened on ESPN because that's all they played, and it was awesome in its glory. And I was like, and everyone was like, well, Ron Artest should have been suspended forever because, no, the dude should never thrown anything.
Right.
And second off, those guys that walked on the field who got punched by Steven Jackson?
Yeah.
Rightfully so. Like, you're entering their office,
exactly,
and you're going to be aggressive. Like, no. If you're entering, you're in the baseball field, that's their office. Respect.